How's it going, YouTube? Today I got a Twosun again. This is the TS433. And here's the beautiful butter knife. I'm just kidding. Here it is. Yes, I broke down and bought some Ultem. Not really because I wanted Ultem. I think it's ugly. I just wanted to have one thing Ultem in my collection. Just to have it, you know. This was $100. This is a Night Morning design. K110 steel. Yeah. Yeah, 3.35 inch K110 blade. Stonewash. Good looking stonewash too. Flat grind. And a drop point. Very plain blade shape, but looks good on this knife. Oh yeah, I said it was $100. If you don't like that, you can always buy it on eBay, of course, or bid on it on eBay, and you might get it $20, $30 cheaper. And you gotta wait a month. If you're patient, that's good. If you're impatient like me, no. But this was sold out where I bought it. They did have the other version. It's a red micarta, rich slide, something. I don't know. It says micarta, but yeah, both $100. It dropped the same time as the 429. This one didn't have an Ultem version, but wouldn't have got it anyway. So I prefer it over this one just because of the steel. And $690 on that one, K110 on this one. Anyways, let's get back to the specs. 3.7 millimeter blade stock, or 0.145, so definitely a normal Twosun hefty blade stock, but it does come down rather thin behind the edge, surprisingly. Twosun's gotten better about their grinds lately. Let's see how it cuts. I need a whole piece of paper. I knew it was sharp. Blade stock will of course affect that a little bit, but looks like it's got like one spot that ain't, but for the most part it's super sharp. If you're watching this video, don't forget to subscribe also. If you like knives, that is. Overall length is 7.9 inches. Let's do some size comparisons. I feel like nobody does those anymore. At least a lot of them don't. It's a VV Riffle. It's an old knife. About the same size. Then Twosun TS433. About the same size, pretty close to it. Now that's red micarta. Spyderco Manix 2. Best Heckman Ronin. All very close to the same length. Then the Twosun crossbar locks, the 429 and the 375. The 429 is just a little bit bigger, and the 375 is about the same. I guess that makes sense. These are both Night Morning. This is a redesign. 429 4.62 inch handle, 0.60 inches wide, and the close width in the pockets 1.35 inches. You got a mix of T8 and T6s, T6, T8, T8, T6, T8. And you got some screws under the Ultem. I forget if it was T8 or T6, but looks like T8 from here. Did take it apart. 5.1 ounces, so definitely not a lot weight. You have no cutouts on the inside. I don't understand when they do crossbar locks. They think they don't have to do weight relief. Like, it's not going to make the knife fall apart. I don't know. But 5.1 ounces, it's not too heavy to carry. I'll say that. And you got unfortunately, even though it is an ambidextrous lock, it's not with the clip. It's just right hand carry. You got a milled titanium clip. And in case you didn't know, this is Ultem, or their real name's PEI. I'd say it feels similar to G10, a little bit more translucent. Doesn't smell like what you'd think it'd smell like. I was kind of disappointed. And of course, titanium. You get your little bit of milling lines on it. The Night Morning must like this pocket clip. Not as much milling on this one. And of course, it's a crossbar lock, if you didn't notice. A little bit more stout springs, or stronger springs than the 375. I was perfectly fine with these, but these will be alright. A little bit better action on this one than my 429, even though it is on washers. 429 washers. And I feel like this one's on bearings, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I'd say they're doing a good job on their crossbar locks. The 375 had some blade play up and down, just slightly. But these two don't. You got a couple deployment options. Of course, you got these nice looking thumb studs. More than likely, they're titanium. Yep, just check. They're definitely titanium. And of course, you can open it with a crossbar lock. Since it's on washers, it's going to take a little bit to get broke in. Maybe have to lube it up, but it'll smooth on up. Let's check out the action. It's a little bit harder to do it behind camera. You have to put a little bit more wrist into it. You can reverse flick it, but you really gotta flick it. Got a lanyard pin and a titanium backspacer. Love to see it when they don't put holes. It's nice. You do have not a whole lot of chamfering on the edges. At least right here you don't. They did right here. It's weird. They chamfered all the way and then stopped. Huh. But it is comfortable in hand. Clip doesn't bother me. You kind of got this little groove right here to rest your fingers. A little bit of jimping up here. Let's go over my dislikes. You'd think by looking at this blade it'd have a good sharpening tool because of this huge cutout. They totally screwed it up. The plunge ground ends right a little bit past the edge. It's hard to see on camera. If you look at the bevel, it has gotten wider at the back. You can feel it too. Blade's wider right around here, which is unfortunate because they did this one perfect. Maybe it's just how they just submitted the design. 375. It's alright too. Maybe it's just this one. Well, I wish they'd have done easy access to get to the springs, because everybody likes to take the knife apart. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. When I saw this screw hole on both sides, I got excited, thinking you could take it apart from both sides. No, that's not the case. I done tried it. Not really sure why they did that, or maybe it was in the design and Twosun just didn't follow through. Last complaint, I'd like to see this actual crossbar, this part, a little bit longer. If you look at it, the spiral part's all that's showing. If you go back to 375, it's just ever so slightly sticking out farther. This one's a lot easier to grab onto. With this one, it's stabbing you a little bit more. You gotta dig in there a little bit. Yeah, it's not hard to do at all. It was just that little bit would make it just that much better. Anyways, I'll link this down below if I can. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Instagram. I already got the knife pics up on there from several days ago. Give me a like or comment. Let me know what you think about Ultem too. Love it or hate it. It's here. See you in the next one.